Event that started it all for Phelps. We talked about it yesterday as an Olympian in Sydney in 2000. Just as a teenager, it was the only event he swam, and it really is the most natural of all the strokes and distances that he swims.
There's no question this is his baby. It's a bit of a cliche, but it really is, because this is one that he's always been able to rely on, and for just bread and butter. I mean, this is it.
You saw the two-time defending Olympic gold medalist, also a three-time world champion in this event. He won it in 01, backed it up in 03, elected not to swim in the world championships in 05, but then in Melbourne, a part of that huge sweep that he was a part of in 07, he won it again. So Phelps, not the #1 qualifier, the #2 qualifier. And so Phelps will be in lane 5 as we set the lanes for you. Sebastian Rousseau of South Africa is in lane 1. He's the African record holder in this distance, the 200 fly. Brazil's Caio Almeida is in lane 2. He's a two-time Olympian. Next to Almeida in lane 3 is Paweł Korjanowski of Poland. He's also a two-time Olympian and is the gold medalist from those 05 Worlds when Phelps elected not to swim. Now in lane 4 is the #1 qualifier, Takeshi Matsuda of Japan, bronze medalist behind Phelps in China. This is a guy that probably Phelps has to worry about the most.
It really is, but he's not wearing that full-bodied suit, and neither is Michael Phelps.
Phelps, who has not lost this race since 2002. Phelps in lane 5, he'll be just below Matsuda. Lane 6 is Dinko Jukic of Austria. Swam a personal best in the semifinals last night. In lane 7 from Great Britain, 22-year-old Michael Rock, a semifinalist from Beijing. And in lane 8, the other American here, Tyler Clary, 20 years old, second behind Phelps at the World Championship Trials in Indianapolis. And he kind of lingered for a while in that race before Phelps pulled away to win it. So Clary from the University of Michigan is the 4th fastest all-time performer in this event. So Phelps, after the huge disappointment in the 200 final earlier in these championships where he got the silver, hoping to regain his position on top here in his specialty, the 200 fly final. 4 lengths of the pool here to decide the world champion.
Take your mark.
Well, the key for Michael is hitting his walls. He's been a little shorter, he's been a little long with each one. Not so much coming off the walls, he's fine there. It's anticipating that wall and making sure he's right on, because he'll need to be right on in this event.
As they come to the wall, it's Phelps in lane 5. Above him is Matsuda. They're fairly close, but Phelps is going to touch first after the first 50. Matsuda was second, and Phelps is under his world record pace.
And if there's a key for Matsuda, I think the only guy in this field that can beat him is to swim his middle 100 like he's been able to do in the past. He's got to build this 50 right here, do not lose sight of Phelps to be able to give him a chance. Phelps is looking very good right now, about half body length ahead of the world record.
Does he ever not look smooth in the fly, especially at this distance, the 200, and he's way under his world record pace that he set in China. Phelps in first, Matsuda in second, and Phelps almost has a body length lead over Matsuda above him.
2 really good turns, Dan. He has turned this event into a leg-driven stroke. Loose recovery. Now he's tightening up just a touch as he's heading this wall. Maybe trying to save just enough to be able to have one of those great last turns like he's used to having.
Phelps off the final turn, and he's under it by 0.8 of a second. So if he has a solid 50 here, he's going to lower his world record and get on top of the podium in these world championships for the first time in an individual event. Matsuda's running second, but it looks like he's running out of firepower above him. Phelps with 10 meters left, looking for that world record, 152.03, trying to stay ahead of the line, and he's going to do it. 151.51, and Phelps back on top in a familiar spot on the podium. '19th career world championship title. And we mentioned earlier how rare record is in a Speedo laser. Well, Phelps just got the 2nd world record at these championships in the suit.
Are there any doubters out there anymore? There were a lot after that 200 freestyle. Watch this 2nd turn here. He was just way out in front. He looked great. Perfect turn there. He hit all 3 turns exactly the way he needed to. He made the adjustments, does everything while he does Phelpsian. Look at that. Beautiful, driving forward constantly, entering kind of shoulder width. He has that great acceleration, digging his hands out front, locked out in that streamline, biceps pressed against the back of his ear. Beautiful turn there, and there he is. He's Michael Phelps. He's Michael Phelps, and it's a world record.
6 months off after Beijing. That's what he talked about after the 200 free. In all week long, Phelps has really been happy with his times. It's just been all about the suit, which is exaggerated world records here. And Debbie Phelps fanning herself. Yes.
Keep it on. Watch this. She really gets pretty emotional here. It's been tough on her and Hillary as well. Yeah.
So the Phelps family celebrating his first individual world championship title this week. So he's got the gold from the relay, he's got the gold here in the 200 fly, and the silver in the 200 free earlier. And Phelps goes 151.51. Valbor Korzeniowski 153.23, and Matsuda of Japan got the bronze.